when you go there in December, I'm curious to know what you feel that you need to work on as a coach in order to keep learning. Like, what do you have something in mind as to what you hope to concentrate on so that you can bring back and distill it to your players?
Absolutely. I mean, the first time I went there back in 2006, I just got a glimpse of it, and you just get inspired a little bit. But the last trip, was taking notes constantly and wrote up a whole thing for my players, of what we brought back. But I'm sure I missed, 75% of what I could, So this time going back, I'm hoping to learn more detail, as much as I can from questions and talking to people and observing. I want to learn how the midfield rotates and how they train that, and maybe more as well about how they press the field and how they talk about pressing the field and how they do it. Just a little bit more into the design of what they do, and I want to be able to bring it back to our players here at Cal Poly.
It seems that the FC Barcelona as a club is really open about sharing this based on what you've said. In other words, it's not something that they want to keep secret like Coke's, Coca-Cola's recipe.
Right.
So with that in mind, I'm wondering, why do you think they want to share this? Well, what's the feeling you get in terms of why they want to share this with everybody?
It's just that wide open secret, that open secret. They really do want the best for the game of soccer, and they, like I said, they develop good people and not only good soccer players. And part of that too is that they're going to be open to teaching you, but they allow you to come in, and, if you have the opportunity and you're lucky enough, it's still it's not easy to get in to see it. You have to, have certain contacts, I'm guessing, to get in. But once you're in, you're free to observe and you're free to question. What you do with that when you leave there is up to you. And if you have the gumption and the conviction to then go and really apply it, then more power to you and good for you in the game, especially in the youth, So they're not afraid of that at all, and none of us should be.
And you seem to be really excited about all this, which I think is fantastic. So how have you been revitalized as a coach, you think?
Wow. I think I feel like a butterfly, I just coming out of, I'd been coaching for 14 years, and going season by season and really trying to play the right way. And like I said, I felt like, after coming back, you're just kind of walking through the wilderness, where you want to go. But, having this team, for me, has been like a map that keeps me on track and keeps me moving in the right direction. And like I said, the system too has become very, very clear to me, as clear as I've ever had in my life as a coach, and understanding more about positional play, which is not taught in the United States. Typically, I was saying this, 4 or 5 years ago, we kind of coined it as teams attack themselves out of possession, and so they're always getting the ball, and you see 5 guys running away from the ball in a hurry to go score. But, there's no shot clock in soccer, and so, being able to teach patience, to a player, and that there's a right time and a right moment, and also the reason why you're running, I think, for me, has helped me grow as a coach, because we can now distinguish and ask, why are you running now? Why don't you take 3 steps back, right, instead of run 40 yards? And so I just feel like I've been able to grow, and I have great friends too that I'm always learning from, and Barca's been obviously the inspiration to all this.
That's fantastic. And the last question is, do you have anything to add that I haven't asked do you think is important relating to coaching and learning the Barca way?
Like I said, there's the detail is really the difference, I think. Like I said, I think there's a lot of coaches that, young coaches especially, that first of all have never been exposed to this, they just hear keywords like possession-oriented team or whatever, but they don't know the detail of what it takes to really get to that next level and the reason why. I think every coach, if they're very serious about this, should find out what that detail is and what those details are, and then apply it, and be consistent. You have to be very consistent with it, and you have to have perspective on it. Win, lose, or draw. How you play is as important as the result of the final whistle. I think that's critical for our country.
Coach, thank you so much for your time today. I really do appreciate it. I really admire what you're doing there at Cal Poly University. I really do. And I hope to check in with you in the new year in January to talk to you about your trip to Barcelona after you've gone in December, because it would be great to get it while it's still fresh in your mind.
Absolutely. No, I'd love to share whatever I find out there. I'd be happy to share.